This is Greg Troutwine with Maritime Reporter TV, and we're very pleased to be joined today by Espen Martinsen, the COO of StormGeo, to have a discussion about StormGeo and its role in the maritime digitalization. So Espen, just to start us off, why don't you just give us a little background on yourself and your role today at StormGeo?
Thank you so much, Greg. My name is Espen Martinsen, as I said. I'm head of the commercial activities at StormGeo. We are the digital arm, you could say, of Alfa Laval. We were acquired by Alfa Laval 5 years ago, and we've been happily part of the Alfa Laval family for some years now.
That's awesome. So, we talk about this digitalization trend. As I was just discussing, I've been doing this for 33 years. We've seen change time and again. But when we talk about these big mega trends, I like to kind of put it in more of a reality version, the reality on the street. So we talk about the trends often, but when you look at digitalization uptake, specifically from the StormGeo perspective, where are we on that scale?
We are in StormGeo handling a lot of different solutions today for Voyage Intelligence, as we call it. We are connecting with 12,000 vessels in the total. It's increasing quite a lot all the time. You see more and more our services are growing from digital space, especially coming from decarbonization. We have a huge uptake on these parts, handling data from the vessels, and working with this data and make it understandable on crew. That's uptaking is going quite fast these days.
Okay, so Voyage Intelligence, you gave me a perfect lead to my next question. Obviously, you were just discussing it earlier today. What specifically is Voyage Intelligence?
Voyage Intelligence is actually a word of saying this is a very complex and difficult world. There's a lot of data points, there's a lot of information coming at the same time. As a ship operator, you have to take into account much more things than you used to do. It's much more complex and difficult world we're living in. So it's both about wanting to optimize the route, find the most efficient way to take down and energy consumption, drive more efficient. It's about finding the right speed settings at the voyage. But it's also adhering to all these new environmental regulations, whether it's CII, EU ETS, fuel EU. That's a lot of complexity coming into place. And then what we also see is that there's a lot of things happening on the weather front. So what used to be sort of more simple in the past has now become more and more difficult. In the past, maybe you had one storm that you wanted to take in. Now it's storm after storm after storm. So the complexity of all this, complexity of optimization, complexity of environmental regulation, complexity of vessel performance, complexity of communication on shore and to the vessel, that's just increasing all the time. And that's also why we talk about Voyage Intelligence, because it is about taking all this information together with AI, together with maritime expertise, combining it into say, how can I help you, the ship owners, and how can we give you intelligent advice, not just a advice, but saying we to take all these different topics, how can we take the right decision based upon that?
That's excellent. So I appreciate your time. I really just had one more question. As you know, ship owners, I don't think they love technology, but they love what technology can do for them. And more than that, they like to see what their colleagues are doing and see how other people are enhancing their operations, saving fuel, saving time, saving money. So can you point to a real world case scenario where someone has adopted these solutions and the results that they've seen?
We are doing 75,000 voyages every year. And I mean, most of these cases are about finding an alternative ways to go. Where we are saying, can we avoid some weather? Can we avoid going into the different storm? Can we by also meeting the needed ETA or RTA? Usually we see, and we're using IMO numbers, that voyage efficiency, it give you at least 4% increase in efficiency. So that's what we're seeing, and that's also why I think this is driving. So it's a combination of doing all the decarbonization, is also about doing the commercially sound things. So I think that's also the good incentive for our ship owners.
Espen, it's a busy show. I appreciate your time.
Thank you so much, Greg.